Hello you guys, welcome back to the Peace, Love, and Happiness Club YouTube channel. Over here at our collector plant store, we keep in stock quite a few really funky looking plants. Today I'm here to share with you my top 6 favorite weird leaves. The Philodendron Holtonian. This is a beautiful tri-lobed philodendron that produces some really nice narrow leaves. These guys definitely really like to climb, but here in the store right now we have this beautiful massive specimen. A lot of times you can find these guys in smaller sizes, but being able to see one that is this mature is really a treat. You can see they love to climb with those aerial roots, so provide these guys some bright indirect light and lots of extra humidity, as well as a vertical structure to climb. And you can see their leaves will get quite big as they mature. Okay, the next plant with really funky leaves that I have been absolutely obsessed with lately is the Anthurium Vichy, or King Anthurium. Check out the ribs on those leaves. They remind me of a big, sexy man. I have absolutely been loving the Anthurium Vichy. I think every collector needs both the Vichy and Warocqueanum. The Vichy is definitely a little bit easier to care for when it comes to Anthurium care. The one thing I always warn people with these guys though is when the new leaves are emerging, you want to be really careful not to touch them or bump them. Even the slightest wrong move can cause some foliar imperfections as the leaf hardens off. We also tend to have them available in 4-inch pots that are a little bit smaller. All right, moving into our grow room is another plant with some really funky leaves, and that is the Begonia Mulana Bulata and Begonia ferox. So the two are quite similar. However, you'll notice on the ferox, not all of the leaves produce little bumps on them, whereas with the Mulana Bulata, the bumps on the leaves are pretty consistent. Both the tops and the bottoms of the leaves are really funky on these guys. I actually hate looking at the bottom of these leaves. They really freak me out, but take a look there.
This is the worst.
Trigger warning for any of you. A pretty gnarly sight, the underside of these leaves, but they are definitely quite funky. We couldn't film a video about weird leaves and not talk about these guys. They've also got really neat fuzzy petioles, and the new growth emerges really fuzzy as well. These guys are quite easy to grow and super easy to propagate as well. The next plant that I have to share with you guys with some really funky leaves is the morphophallus Bulbafer. So these guys produce really fun fingery leaves, and then of course morphophallus are known for their inflorescence that have quite the pungent smell. This Bulbafer variety, however, isn't quite as aggressive of a smell as something like the voodoo lily, but these guys are a bulb, so there is some seasonality to them. In fall and winter they will go dormant, but throughout spring and summer you can enjoy these super beautiful leaves as well as that really funky petiole. I almost thought something was wrong with these guys when I first started to see them grow, but that's just the way they are. All right, similar to the Philodendron Holtonianum with these tri-lobed leaves is the Anthurium kurukens. This guy tends to stay a little bit smaller, but it's got really beautiful leaves with a texture almost similar to that of like a Monstera Peru. In the wild, these guys are actually an endangered species. However, these guys were grown ethically and correctly by a grower here for us, but we've got them here in 4-inch pots. These guys are absolutely adorable. And like I said, they stay a little bit on the smaller side. I think a lot of times when we think about Anthurium, we think of those really big leaves like something like a crystallinum or a magnificum that are really cordate, but getting a tri-lobed leaf Anthurium is something really funky. I think these guys are so cute. All right, this next one is one of my all-time favorite philodendron, and that is the Philodendron polypoides. Kind of reminds me of a cross between like a quercifolium and a tortum. So you get these really beautiful fingery leaves, and then those fingers stay really, really narrow, similar to those delicate leaves of a Philodendron tortum. We've got this guy here in a 4-inch pot, and it's the only one that we've got, but I am anxiously awaiting the day that it's big enough to propagate so that we can get some of these guys out for sale for you all. So these guys do definitely appreciate a little extra humidity, and then I always warn people when they're picking up these more delicate leaves, you want to stay on top of the watering when it comes to something like a polypoides. The tips of these leaves are going to be pretty quick to turn brown and crispy if you are underwatering your plant. Your plant is going to start trying to pull all of the water it has reserved down to the root system, starting from the outside in. A good thing to look out for if you are caring for a polypoides. Those are all of the weird ass leaves I have to share with you today. You can of course check them out on our website or here in store. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.